Hello, this is Dr. Lorenz at Longevity Health Institute. I hope this finds you well. You know, I'm always about educating you and bringing you kind of at the forefront. And this isn't really that new, but it's a new way of thinking. And I want to tell you, it even enlightened me recently because one of my practitioners here, Dr. Ryan, said, you know, Doc, you got to practice what you preach and do it one day. So I'm talking about a continuous glucose monitor. So it's a way and used for diabetics that they can measure their blood sugar in real time. And it's an interstitial way of measuring. So it's not in the red blood cell. So there's a little bit of a delay, but we're talking about 30 to 60 seconds between readings. And it gets placed on the back of your arm. You can see me on Instagram. Actually, I posted something in my gym and showing you off. Like, it's very easy. You do not feel it. I wore it for 2 weeks. You don't feel it going on, and you don't feel it, you know, throughout the 2 weeks. And during the 2 weeks, by the way, of wearing it, I showered, I hot tubbed, I cold plunged, I sauna'd, I worked out, you name it. I didn't have any trouble with it at all. I noticed that with cold plunging, it actually, when I got it wet that way, that it actually, you know, kind of got dysfunctional for about 5 minutes. But what does it do? So a continuous glucose monitor is amazing to give you real-time data on how your diet is affecting you, okay? And I recommend these, and Dr. Ryan and my other practitioners here at Longevity Health Institute, we recommend them all the time, even when you're not diabetic, because you've heard me say this before. If you follow me, please do. From birth to death, we all go towards diabetes. So no one's innocent to this. If you're on the journey of life, you're going towards diabetes. We all get insulin resistant. What happens with insulin resistance, and call it high blood sugars, pre-diabetes, etc. And there's a way to measure this, by the way, in other ways, and I'll explain that to you. But why you look at on that spectrum is because even if you're aging gracefully, you're going to see your blood sugar, you're going to see your insulin, and you're going to see your A1C get worse, okay? And in those spikes of blood sugar, those spikes of insulin cause metabolic effects, neurologic effects, neurodegenerative effects. They affect the endothelium of your vasculature, and they do everything that we don't want. During my 2 weeks, I lost 2 pounds of fat and wasn't even trying to, but yeah, no one's perfect. I do have a few pounds of fat in there. Not many, but a few pounds. And literally I lost 2 pounds of fat. And not even with that drastic of a change, but with the knowledge and thinking slightly differently, okay? So, but a continuous glucose monitor is sent to your phone through an app. Very easy to start, very easy to do. The ones we like, because they're small, they seem to be the most efficient with the most data, is the Freestyle Libre 3. But there's many of these on the market, okay? The ones without insurance and without diabetes, for the 2 weeks, it costs $75 at your, you know, local pharmacy, CVS, Rite Aid, you know, Kroger, etc. So it's giving you this real-time data, and you can log in your food, you can track what you're eating in that. Now, I did it 2 ways. I actually ate the way I'd normally eat, and I wanted to see what happened. And then I did some cheat meals, okay? And I'm gonna have a separate video on this so you can actually see the inflection of the spikes in that. But I'm going to tell you things, and this is what I want you to, you know, embrace this for and use, because we use it in patients to help their health and be preventative, but we also use it for them to get knowledgeable and help them on their weight control or weight loss journey, if you will, okay? And I'm going to tell you on me, what was crazy is that my worst encounters in 2 weeks, which includes in this drinking alcohol, having beer, having red wine, ice cream twice in the 2 weeks, a pizza, chips, popcorn, chocolate, okay? In those 2 weeks, okay, my worst blood sugar spikes, and I'm gonna tell you why this happened, were with my smoothies, because the amount of fruit and the type of fruit I was having, and fruit in general happened a few times in a different way without a smoothie, okay, which I'll explain more. Chips, corn chips, okay, probably the volume of corn chips, but still just a healthy, good, you know, natural homemade corn chip, okay, and a slight increase, not as bad, but in kombucha, which I love kombucha, but there is, sugars in it, alcohols in it. The fermentation process does this, and those actually created that, if you will, that spike. Those were my worst spikes. Not the red wine, not the beer, not the pizza, not the ice cream, okay? So this is what I mean. Now, I handled rice, pasta, the pizza bread and all that, the dough, efficiently. Now, does this mean that I'm gonna go and eat tons of ice cream, tons of pizza? No, not at all. But it educated me to go, hey, the pairing of foods, fats and proteins with carbs make a difference, okay? Having them together versus alone. One time I had a bowl of fruit separately, which were melon, berries, half a banana, but I had not eaten anything else. Spike, okay, significant spike of sugar. So the point is pairing foods, and it's not always what it is necessarily, what you might think health-wise, but it's also the, if you will, how your body uses it, adapts to it, what you're doing in the moment or prior, like say exercise, or your body composition, your age, your liver function, all of these things matter. So it's very personalized. So I have another patient that I've actually had this, and basically their big one was potatoes. Potatoes, they did some other things that weren't as bad, not great, but potatoes, man, and even a healthy like sweet potato, baked potato, etc. So it doesn't mean you throw the baby out with the bathwater. You don't get rid of all these healthy things like sweet potatoes or fruit, but you get educated, you limit them and minimize them, okay? So I love to use our patients a continuous glucose monitor for 2 weeks because it gives them so much knowledge and empowers them. I can guarantee I'll do it again. And it was kind of fun. I actually got a little bit addicted to it and made me a little nutty, but it was very, very cool. The other thing you can do, and everybody should be doing out there, is when you see your practitioner, if it's not us, you want a good, personalized, deep diving physician or practitioner that's going to look at fasting blood sugar, fasting insulin. They can be random, but you have to be aware of that. Your A1C, which is a 3-month average, and your fructosamine. Fructosamine is about a 2-3 week average of blood sugar. So the reason is, why would I draw like a fructosamine is we can see like in general, like, okay, how have you been controlling your blood sugar just the last few weeks? Because some people will say, man, I've been really bad lately, and then it makes sense. Or they're saying, no, listen, I tightened up a lot. So you can use these time frames for checking blood sugar. But get yourself a continuous glucose monitor. We will always prescribe to our patients, love them. Educate yourself, use it as a tool to, if you will, biohack, if you will. It's an in vogue term, but the point is to make changes in awareness, okay, and focus better for your health and your diet and your weight and your happiness. This is Dr. Lorenz. Be well.